Moduls Rīga un Vēlve piedāvā.
I came the first time in, I think it was November. It was November.
It was, yeah.
Because we have this, it's called Global City, Local City, and it's like different festivals in Europe. They organize something that artists from European countries meet each other, and they do like, for 1 week they explore artistically the cities, the different cities. And so in November we were all here in Riga, and the topic was nature. So we basically looked at Riga from the outside, from the nature side, and that was actually the first time when I saw these gardens in Bolderājā, because we went there with the ship, and then we found these gardens which were not existing anymore.
The tradition actually comes from Germany. That's the...
The Schreber gardens, you know, that's how we call these gardens. It comes from there. It comes from Germany. It's like invented by Schreber, Moritz Schreber. And so, but they look very organized. They're very German. They're very strict. So you have to like a certain amount of square meters you are allowed to have, and from this you have to have so many vegetables and only a little piece for relaxation. So it's really quite strict what you have to do there. They're actually in all kinds of quarters in the city, because the idea is that like people who don't have gardens, they have like places where they can build their own vegetables or relax or make, like this Schreber had the idea they have fresh air and they make like physical exercises and don't get have like dirty thoughts, or they have something constructive to do. Yeah. Now we researched very much in these gardens in Bolderājā, because there's like certain places which disappeared, like after people having the gardens for 40 years, and it's because there will be like a railway built or a new terminal. And so what I thought was interesting, actually, because this topic of this city labs was this local global. What is like this, in these gardens, what are the local interests and what are global interests, and how is it related to each other? So the idea is actually to do something with the gardeners who had a garden there and lost it. And now how actually this, what exactly happened. So they will talk about their memory, because like quite a lot had the same kind of trauma of losing, you know, the place they really loved. And so.
Kaut kādā ziņā tas man ir ļoti radniecisks visiem iepriekšējiem projektiem, un pat jāsaka, ka es kaut kā ļoti saskatu paralēlas ar preses namu pēkšņi to filmu. Jo, kad es sāku filmēt un satiku tos dažādos dārziņu īpašniekus, kas stāsta par to vietu, kur viņi, teiksim, tur ir viss nodedzis, nekā nav, tur ir daži celmi, un viņš stāsta, kā tur viss ir bijis, un kāda ir bijusi mājiņa, kur ir bijusi roze, kur ir koks, kur bumbieris, kur kas. Tas viss man, teiksim, sasaucās pilnīgi absolūti ar preses namu filmu, un man likās, ka tā ir tā pati tēma, kas man vienmēr ir interesējusi par laiku, par cilvēkiem, jā, kas zaudē kaut kādas vietas, kaut kādu melanholiju par pagājušajiem laikiem. Un arī, teiksim, tā kā pie tējas sēnas filmas, kur atslēgas vārds bija tējas sēna, tad, lai iepazītu cilvēkus un runātu par viņu dzīvēm un lietām, kas viņiem ir svarīgas, tad šeit tas ir dārziņš, caur kuru var arī vērsties pie cilvēku, un viņi visi ir gatavi runāt uzreiz un stāstīt pašas intimākās lietas caur saviem dārziņiem.
Pateicīgs materiāls.
Nu, ļoti pateicīgs. Nē, nu īstenībā tur vispār ir, man liekas, tā ir tāda zelta bedra, jo pirmkārt, visi tie interjeri, mājiņu, pašas mājiņas, arhitektūra, kādu tik cilvēks tur pats nav izdomājis, no kādiem materiāliem viņi būvē. Tad, protams, visi dažādie jocīgie cilvēki, jocīgie gadījumi, kas apkārt tur ir krimināli stāsti, noslēpumaini stāsti, cilvēki teiksim, par šo pašu to līniju, kas tagad ir nodedzināta un nolīdzināta, lai celtu dzelzceļu, kāda tik mitoloģija tur nav, ko tik cilvēki paši neizdomā, kāpēc tas ir noticis, jo īsti neviens skaidri nezina. Ļoti daudzas neskaidras lietas tur ir. Man tā sajūta ir tādā citā pilsētā bez likumiem, ka tā ir tāda atsevišķa pilnīgi, bez likumu teritorija ar klaiņojošiem suņiem, ar kriminogēnu. Teiksim, tur tikko bija cilvēks gandrīz nosists, kad mēs tagad vakar bijām nodedzināta viņu mājiņa. Tur, teiksim, atkal 200 metrus tālāk ir atrasts sievietes līķis bez galvas. Atkal tur citā vietā ir pazudusi sieviete. Turpat atkal tieši cilvēki, kas dzīvo visu dzīvi, gan ziemā, gan vasarā ar mājdzīvniekiem. Tāda ļoti dīvaina pasaule, un blakus viņiem ir pilnīgi pamestas mājiņas. Man liekas, ļoti kolorīta vide un kaut kāda tāda. Tur ir savi noslēpumi, savas sajūtas. Man liekas, ka varētu sanākt kaut kas.
For me, it was interesting how these gardens are here in comparison, for example, to the German gardens, which are very much this strict rules.
Will you bring some German garden also here?
No, that's the other thing. Actually, we are bringing Latvian gardens to Munich in November.
So then we actually continue to work together, but then we interview German gardeners. But this will be then more like a dialogue. And this time it's more, for me, it was interesting, what are these gardens for the people? How important are they for them? Because I think the gardens had a different or very strong importance through like 40 years ago. It was, that's what they told me, that these gardens were quite important also for really having your own vegetables and being independent, and so for me this was interesting. I didn't know more, and I thought this situation, you love a place and you go there every day and you lose it, and you don't know who actually is responsible for it, because there are so different stories right now. This is quite interesting for me.
There's even a story about like 8 till 17 people died because of sorrow about losing their garden.
There's one person we met who still had his house, his little garden house was still standing on this empty place, and we asked what happens with this house, why you can keep it, and he said yeah, because he asked if he can move it with a big crane. So basically we wanted to film this when this house is flying like 30 meters to the other side, and we managed to only see a little part of this. But now he moved this house in another garden, and he built this garden like on another spot. And they came there, it was like swamp.
Yeah.
And they put a lot of effort to make it work for gardening, so they actually built up this area. So I think that makes also a very strong connection to a place where you really start from nothing, and you and now to lose this garden where trees were and they just were cut down, you see how your house is burning down. This is quite violent, really, and I think they feel in a collective trauma, all the people who lost these gardens. And it's how do you deal with these moments to lose something what you loved? Yeah, I mean, I'm always working documentary, so I'm not coming for like fictional stories. But what I think is you need to find a way how to make, in a way, art of it, because of framing it, to structure it, to make people also, audience, like look on things from different perspectives, and maybe swap in times, or you get like sounds which you wouldn't expect there, so it irritates you. So to find ways to make it more artistic. The performance will be in this sense that the audience will be like picked up by certain people, but it's like the real people, no actors. It's like the gardeners, and they will basically have a certain time where they present or narrate or show something which in a way I think should be performative, but it's very close to the real life, and to they don't invent or play in a sense. And so you will be led through this territory or this place, and it should the idea is that we end with something like a collective moment, like eating together at a picnic, or basically this what is lost right now, the sense of, you know, community. It over these years it somehow is destroyed or is not there anymore. So this is a little bit a utopian moment maybe. So it will be not only installation where you walk around and see things. Mostly they don't know what theater is because they don't go in theaters. Yeah. Yeah. And so when they start to do it, then they first speak and they're irritated why you ask these questions, why you're interested, but then they realize, okay, there's someone who's really interested in the stories, and they like it when you come back, and then after a while they understand more and more. And now my feeling is always after they did it, they totally understand, they are experts in performance and doing this, and they like also, because people, they realize, people are interested in what I say. So
but I think most of people want to tell their stories.
Yeah.
No? It is like this, and if you have somebody who is listening to you, it's like, wow.
Yeah. This was when you did this press house film. They were happy that someone is interested in what happened there. I thought, from my feeling.